Right. I'm going to recap what we did. The personalized greetings project. I'm going to do it myself. And during that time, I'll introduce you to some things that we should deep dive, we should look at later. All the things that we have used, the tools that we've used, we need to recap later and discuss and learn those things later. So, um, the first thing is I need to go to GitHub, isn't it? We want the idea is that the developer only gave us some files. It normally doesn't happen. Developer will not give you the file. A developer will already have the code in GitHub in a branch for you. Okay. But what we did was I want you as well as a DevOps engineer to be able to do preparing a Git project. And that is why I made you do all of that. But today I'm going to go and do it this way. So this is my GitHub. Okay. I'm going to do one more. I didn't do it yesterday at all. Okay. I didn't do it yesterday at all. So it's easy for me to then just start mine from scratch. Yesterday, what we did was we did all of this from the local machine. Our local machine is the Cloud9. Yeah. We did all of it from there. Okay. Um, but today I'm doing it from here. Okay. So I'll create a repo and the repo name will be this. Okay. Oh, no. First name, last name. All right. This repo is going to be public and I'll probably add a README file. You can add git ignore. I would say none. Sometimes you can also select a license for yourself that when people use your Git repo, they know that this license, this is the license. So the repository has been created and it has one branch, which is main. Okay. It has nothing in it. So what I'll do is I will clone it. So I need to go to my Cloud9. We are only using Cloud9 because of what? Because we have different local. That's why we are using Cloud9 as an environment. It's not specifically, when I say your local machine, all I'm saying is Cloud9. Yeah. So now I have finished creating the repo in GitHub and I go to Cloud9. So go to AWS. Search for Cloud9, go to Cloud9. And I open my Cloud9. So I've got this repo here. It doesn't have any files in it. Okay. So I'm skipping a lot of things that we did in the other one, but I will end up in the same place. So you create a repo, then you clone the repo. You clone the repo. It's empty. But this way you skip the creating the folder and doing git init, changing all of these things we did. Okay. This is the easiest way you do it. Okay. And then adding the git repo remote, all of those things. The first one that we did is good when you already have a folder, a directory that you've been working in, and you want to push that directory to GitHub. That's what's good for. Okay, so I already have this folder here. So what I will do is I'll rename it. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah. And then I will just go here and I copy this and I clone it. Okay. It's cloned. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. Okay. You should not be using your token each now and if you have your own local machine, yeah, and you want to be able to okay, no, let me not talk about this yet. Let's just I'll talk about it later. Because I don't want to spoil this video. So I have the project here, so I can go into it and I can say Bernard, and I'm in. There's nothing in it. Okay, so I will get checkout minus B, adding initial files. So yeah, and then what I'll do is I have these here. I think I've made changes to this. Then okay, okay, now I'll just copy them. So what I'll do is I'll go here. Okay, I'll just put the files in there. So copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So if I go to the and I list now, there are 3 files in it: ls minus a, ls minus al. So there are 3 files in there. Well, there's more because there's a readme file this time around. Okay, so I've got the files. I need to make sure that these files are correct. So I'm going to open them, index.html, the personalized one, and the script. Make sure that they are correct. So I'll compare it with the one that we have in the WhatsApp group, the link I shared. If not, I'll just copy and paste. So first is the index. I'll just copy and paste them, I think. Yeah, there's more than, because I was doing something else. So there's more than what I need. Yeah. And then there's the personalized config. And then we have the node, the JS script as well. And I'll save all of it. Save this one, save that one, and save this one. So I've got 3 files that was handed to me by the developer. And if I get status, these are the 3 files. Okay. So I'll do git add, git commit minus m, adding initial files. I haven't done this in this Cloud9 anyway, so I'll do it because you only do it once. And this doesn't have anything to do with your username. I can promise you that. I can even use the same your email address, or I'll just run it again and just put Bernard here. It's not meant to be a proper email address, but in a proper organization, they will make you use a proper email address. I do that in my GitHub when I manage my GitHub. So this is done. So if I do git status, everything is committed. So here I can just push it, the changes to origin, and I'm pushing it to this branch. It wants my username, so this is the one. This is the one that it has to be the exactly the same one. And then you go and find your token. I use LastPass, so my token is here. It's saved nicely here. Can't see it. And voila. Okay. So now, if I go to GitHub, the changes are here. As you can see, the new branch has been created. I've created a PR, which is the good practice. I create a PR. I can put descriptions, everything, but today is not that. We're not doing cosmetics. And it's checking, and then I can add some people to review it, check the code for me. So they will come in, they look at the files and say, okay, everything is okay. Oh, Bernard didn't change this, or maybe Bernard didn't change this. So I'll ask Bernard to make changes to this, but everything is okay so far. So I will then approve it. So whoever was doing the PR reviewing it, will then approve. You can approve your own PRs, so it's grayed out. And then after it's been approved, I will then merge into the main branch. So this is it. I've finished. The code now has the information, the data that I need, the files that I need. Everything is in there. There's a README file that you can edit and put more information, steps to deploy this, how to deploy it, what it is about. It will all be here. But we are not doing README today. Okay. So now that we've got here, who is anybody writing anything down of things that they wish I can explain more? Please write them down. If you wish I should explain something more, write them down. When I finish, we'll go and then I'll explain a bit more. Okay. So we got this. Now the requirement was to deploy this application in AWS EC2. Okay. So I'll go to my AWS. I'm here and I have my EC2. I'll go to my EC2 and I'll spin up an EC2. Okay. I'll spin up an EC2. I already have one, which is here. I'm going to delete it. And if you want to delete an EC2, you go here, you go to state, and then you terminate. Okay, terminate. Stop obviously stops it. Terminate terminates it. You will not get it back if you terminate. Yeah, remember that. Okay, so this will be terminated. So I'm going to do a new one. And this one, I'll call it the same name that I did. I'll copy this. And as I said, if you're creating an instance in AWS and you don't give it a name, you create it and you find you cannot. If that you're doing that for a lot of instances, you will not know which one is which. So it's really important to tag your images. So we're using Ubuntu T2 micro feature tier. And remember, when you create a key pair, you can use that same key pair for a number of EC2 instances. But if you're doing different projects, it's not advisable. But this one, I can use the same one that I've already created. I have downloaded it. I'm not going to create a new one. I've downloaded that key, so I can assign that key to this machine as well. Okay. I'm going to allow everybody to use all of this. I can actually still also select the one that was created last time, which is here, launch with that one. I don't want to create another security group. I've already done one already. I'm going to select that one. Okay. So you don't have to select. It depends. We are not doing EC2, but in this case, because it's the same, I'm not going to create a new one. I'm just going to use whatever I already had. Or you can create a new one. All you have to do is to click create a new one, create a new key pair, and use as create a new one. It will go and create one for you, but I'll actually leave it like that. And then I'm just using this disk today. As I said, we are not doing EC2, so we're not going any further. Voila, and the machine is created. To connect to this machine, you need the key. Wherever you're connecting from, the key should be there. Okay, so if I'm connecting from my personal laptop, I need to download the key on my personal laptop. But this time around, we're going to connect from the Cloud9. Well, this is wrong, what I've just said. Wherever you're connecting from, the key is not entirely, it should be there. Sometimes you can connect from one machine to the other machine, but you can do port forwarding and so on and so forth. But for now, that's not the scope. I'm going to the machine and I want to connect from Cloud9, and I'm going to connect from Cloud9 anyway. So if you go to Cloud9, I have already downloaded the key and left it here. Okay, I've already uploaded the key. All you go to is File, Upload Files, and upload the key to Cloud9. When you get to the key, so I'm going to open a new terminal and I will list the key ls-alt. The key name is coupons tab. And when I list this file, it tells me that it's got the right permission that I need, which is the R permission, nothing else but read. Okay, and it's there. So now I want to connect to the machine. To connect to the machine, I use the program called SSH, and I'll pass in the file -i. This file is what I'm using, and I will then say the user that I'm connecting as, which is Ubuntu at the IP address of the machine. Okay, so I'll go and find the IP address, the public IP address of the machine, go to Cloud9 and paste it. Enter. It's going to ask me for handshake. I said I want to do this handshake, and now I'm in the machine. So I got two terminals. One of them is Cloud9. This is it. The other one is the new EC2 that I've done. Okay. I could have just copied the files from Cloud9 to this machine easily, but I'm going to clone it. So now I have it on GitHub. I'll just do git clone, go find the URL. I want the data information that has been put in GitHub in my machine. So git clone, paste. Now if I list, the folder is here. It's literally been taken from GitHub. Okay. So I'm going to copy these to the correct places, but first I need to update and upgrade my system. So sudo apt update, and it will take some time to update. And then sudo apt upgrade. Yes, I want to continue. So remember, I did not run the command chmod 400 because I've already run it already. Okay, so I didn't change the size. And I remember I also didn't go to connect. I didn't go to connect to do anything, but the information is here. But because I know already, I said it yesterday, I know that I need to run this command on the key once. You only do it once. When you want to connect, this is the connection string is here. But I know that I can use just the IP address to connect. So I use the IP address. You can also use the the DNS that AWS have attached to that machine for you as well. And this is that one here. Okay, this is a DNS name, and this is the user. This is the key minus I SSH. That's the same. I know how to SSH, and that's why I just typed the command. But if you are in doubt, you come here, SSH client, you can find everything you need to do here. You see the DNS is here. Changing the permission of the file command is here, and so on. And they said you need your file wherever you're going to put it, as I said. Yeah. So we go to Cloud9, and voila, we've upgraded and updated our machine. And we've got all the information we need. So now we need to install Nginx. Nginx is a server management tool. We can talk about Nginx later, but this one, we need it to be able to run the application. We need it. That's what's going to actually run the application. So I will sudo apt install Nginx. In Windows, if you want to install Nginx, you probably have to go and download the file somewhere and run it. But in Linux, this is it, it's installed. We can check Nginx if it's there. Sudo service Nginx. I'm tabbing Nginx status. So I start typing the word STA tab, and it goes fast. Okay, so that's that. Now we need to make a folder. Now the reason why the folder is important is this. If you go to this file, this is where Nginx is going to look for the application. We've set it here, said Nginx, go and look here for the application that we want you to run in the configuration file. Okay, so we need to make sure that we create that folder, and it's going to be sudo mkdir -p. We created that folder. Now we need to move the files to this folder. Okay, we need to move the files to this folder. So we're going to cd into this Bernard ls. We need these two files, which is in index and script. So sudo cp index script, and it's going to here, and it's gone. I moved two files at the same time. Okay, I didn't do it one by one. I moved two. I said I want to. So if I go to that folder, I should be able to ls, and those two files are there. So the cp will take all the files in the current location that you want to move, and the last argument will be where you want to move it to. Okay, so you could do that, but the video I showed you do it one by one, but you can also do it all together. So the files are there. The next thing is that we make sure that we move the configuration file for Nginx also to where Nginx should be. Okay, and Nginx sits here. etc Nginx. We have sites available. Okay. pwd. So I'm going to move sudo cp. I'm doing a different thing. I'm now in the location I want to move the file to, but I'll still reference the location I want to move the file from. And I'm going to move the file from where? Here, home folder, environment, which is, oh no, this is not, this is, okay, so home, and then Bernard, and I want to move personalized. And where do I want to move it to? This time around, I want to move it to here, where I am now. I'm already in the location I want to move it to. So I just put dot. I want to move it here. Voila. If I list, it's there. But I don't want the default Nginx file, so I will do sudo rm default. Good. So if I list again, the default is gone. Now I need to do symbolic link because I need this file to also be present in the sites available enabled. So cd dot dot going back one, and I'm looking for sites enabled. I'm here. The default is still there, so I just sudo rm default again. There's nothing here, and then I'm going to run my symbolic link command to create a symbolic link between the what's it called, to create a symbolic link between the sites available and the sites enabled. Okay, and I'll go and find the command in this chat because it's here. It should be sitting here somewhere. Yep. And John Luke, your document that you did doesn't have the symbolic link in it. So this symbolic link has absolute paths. So the path we are doing from and to the path we are doing to, they are absolute paths. So I can run it from any location. Okay, it doesn't matter where I run it. I can run it from any location and it will work. ls minus alt, and voila, the symbolic link is here. This is it. The application has been deployed, finished. Config file has been put to the location it needs. The application knows where the files to run are, which is the Nginx server. So what we do is we restart Nginx to make sure that it loads everything. But first, let's check if Nginx is happy with everything. Nginx -t. And it says successful. Everything is okay for me. Thank you very much. Well, let me restart. Sudo service Nginx restart. It was able to restart. So now I want to access the application. I can then go to my EC2, find my URL of the machine. We are not doing URLs today, but I can actually use this one, the public one that AWS also has created, or you can use the IP address. Anyhow you can access the machine, this is it. And I say Bernard, and I'm hoping that it runs. Good morning, Bernard. Okay, so this is it. And I have deployed the application. Okay, so I'll stop recording. If anybody has any questions, you can ask now.